the game against the Rams. And this was really, to me, such an important game when it comes to Jaxon Smith-Njigba because of the fact that he finally got his breakout. He kind of finally got that. We think he's got this potential. We think he's got this talent inside of him. And then this game, you finally got, yeah, it's there. You had seen him have good games prior to this. The Patriots game early in the year was a good game where he did a great job, but you hadn't seen him really fully break out in the year and a half until this game. And what's really interesting about this game is it could have been even more. Right out the gate here, you run a tunnel screen. These are one of the really cool plays that you utilized with Jaxon Smith-Njigba. I don't know how much of these tunnel screens are going to be within Clint Kubiak's offense, but he ran it a couple times, and when he did run it, he was very successful. It's part of that yak coming forward this year that you got from him that was so very impressive. I mean, look, he could have gone down about 3 or 4 times here on this particular play, able to fight through and extend this and go get all the way up to the almost the first down, just about. No, it gets it within 10 yards. But a nice little play. So he starts out here. This is his first catch in the game. And you're going, okay, Jackson's going to have a good game today. He's going to get this thing going now. We're feeling good about where we're heading with this. And then this happens. Ball right into his hands, right into the Rams defender, intercepted. And you go, man, 1 step back, 2 steps forward. Is it going to click in with this kid? Or is it just, we're just going to be tantalized and teased? Or is he going to realize it? So you get this interception, you got the tunnel screen, but things start to work themselves out just a little bit here. Come back the next series, next quarter there. He's going to run this out route I was telling you. This is really where he can win deep so consistently, and he opens up a lot on his plays during out last year on these kind of routes. So you're going to see him operating here from the slot, and he does a lot of subtle things through his route running to clear himself. It's not necessarily just some juke move that he makes in the open field to get him around guys. So for instance, right here off the rip, you can see him avoid the press coverage. So it takes an inside release, then make sure that he stays out of having any guy get any hands, no physicality through the course of the route. And then he just clears it right there on the corner route. So great time call by Grubb, catching this secondary and defense in the right kind of call because their safeties kind of end up in a little bit of no man's land. It's like they wanted to make it look a little bit like, I don't know what they're doing there. It's cover 6 or something they're trying to run. But a big play down the field takes the top off the defense. Just as much a great call as anything else. So you go, okay, he's back. We're moving. So you make that catch. The very next play that comes down here, you come right back down to Jaxon in the back of the end zone, and this ball is ruled incomplete. Very close play. He's going to operate from the slot here. And this is all a 3-play sequence I want to show you here. So he goes and takes the top off the defense, comes right back on this next play. He's going to be down here on the bottom side here. A lot of running Bobo behind his back post snap. But then you have him kind of on the line of scrimmage there. Sort of an interesting look by Grubb. Again, that out route just to the back corner of the end zone. Same kind of route he just ran where he got the completion before, but just running it to the opposite side of the field. If it worked before, why not run it again? Doesn't make the catch here. And I want to show this because there's so many of these plays where he has such a productive day, but it could have been even more. It could have been almost an all-time day for your Seattle Seahawks at the receiver position on just a couple of these catches going through, especially with the interception one that he gave up as well. Continues to play really well throughout the game. Comes back here on the next play. So we've got the incompletion on that route. This is all a 3-play sequence, by the way. He makes the big play over the top. He just has a little bit of the drop in the back of the end zone. And then he comes back with this play where Geno just works off of some tough pressure, stands tall in the pocket, and delivers a nice rip here to Jaxon Smith. Geno does a good job of keeping himself alive long enough here for this play to happen, steps up in the pocket, buys himself an extra second, and Jackson's right there. So that's a 3-play sequence. Takes the top off the defense, almost has the touchdown catch in the back of the end zone, and then makes the touchdown catch on this in-breaking route down the field. And now we're cooking with gas. Okay, so coming back here, he's hot, he's warmed up, he's feeling good now after that interception. That's long in the rearview mirror. That was a long time ago at that point. Continues to take the top off the defense in this football game. Here he's going to come off the slot and go right up the middle of the football field here. You're going to catch him right here in the slot, going right up. And you'll notice there are a lot of different kind of routes you're running. Here, just straight up the field. Do you got some speed to get the field? The question with him, does he have the speed? It's a blown coverage, certainly, but he presses that coverage quickly by getting up that field fast. Never going to be a burner, but he's got enough. He's got enough. And it's kind of tough with his running gait to tell where he's going. The gait just looks the same throughout the course of his routes. It's always hard to know if he's veering left or right. He just gets right up the seam and makes the catch. The problem here on this 36-yard grab down the middle of the field, our guy Michael Jarrell there on the right side was nailed for holding. Kind of a tough call. I felt like Jarrell, if you look at him there, is doing pretty good. And it doesn't look egregious out there. He's getting pushed back a little bit, but you don't see him really tugging or ripping there. So a 36-yard catch and run goes off the books here. That's tough. But he's not stopped. He is not stopped in the least. Comes back here a little bit more later on. You're going to be looking at him again in the slot here. That's where he's going to be operating from. And just a great route. This is route ninja stuff right here. So slowing it down up the field, sells the in route. Selling the in route. He senses that the corner's taking it. See how the corner's going to kind of take the cheese on the in route? And then veer it outside. Once you got him inside, veer it outside. You got him look at the corner stumbling. How do you know you made a good cut on a route? When you got the corner stumbling like this. Look at him. Just about to lose his feet. He totally feels him going inside here. He sells this inside all the way. Boom. And he's right back outside. Nice catch. Really a beautiful route as much as anything else, of course. The problem, of course, though, with this play, the issue, go take a look at Michael Jarrell on this play, your right tackle. He gets chip help. Walker could have given him a little bit more chip help here, but gets chip help, loses it, holding penalty, catch is neutralized. So I just showed you a 36-yard seam ball that went and was wiped off the books. Well, here's a 38-yard out route reception here, wiped off the books. But that out route in particular, I'm going to show you a couple of other cuts on his tape from last year. This route, he's just deadly on. And it is unusual for you to be able to have slot receivers that can kind of so heartily take the top of the defense off down the field this far. But he's got that route down pat. I mean, it's a thing of beauty. He wasn't dissuaded, though. Didn't stop his day. Didn't stop him from continuing to keep going and keep finding productivity. Here he's going to end up in the middle of the field and does a really good job of coming back for the ball. Just kind of settles down in the right spot here. It's not a fancy route here. Just going to settle down, find the hole in the zone, slightly come back for the ball to make sure the defenders can't come back and knock the play away. This little 14-yard catch here from him. Corner's right on it. So the day just kind of continues here. He's just rolling along. And we get another one where he's going to take the top off the defense. This is all the same game. All the same game, folks. So here again, top of your screen in the slot. This is going to be a skinny fade, just another kind of alternative route from the ones we've seen him run in this game. Just a little skinny fade to that edge. It's a nice release, works off of the physicality of the press coverage, takes a shot at the end, makes the catch. Great ball tracking there. He's tracking that ball while that guy's got his hands on him. Two things at once, and then take the hit. Nice little 29-yard play down the field. Again, just taking the top off the defense, having a hell of a day here is Jaxon. He is on his way already here, isn't he? I mentioned that out route that he's run so well. Well, he ran it down by the red zone here, and he was really good in the red zone last year. Really good in the red zone. Again, I don't know why they can't kind of key in on it because he does run it a good amount, but they just can't. Safety just doesn't get over there over the top. He gets smacked after the catch, holds on, makes the touchdown grab. Really good at getting through the physicality of the early route. Not just the pure press coverage here, but this is where coming right up here, you don't want to get yourself hung up on the corner. You got to get free of him and keep your forward momentum this whole play. That corner gets even a hand on you to hold you up for a second. The route's done. The timing of this is just you got to get free and clear right up the football field. Because the hope here is that Bobo goes out and pulls that outside corner down, and now you've got the hole in the coverage. And that's just what happens. You see on Bobo's route here where he's the outside and he breaks that out route. He pulls the corner in 2 steps. That mere just 2 steps he draws him in here. 2 steps there that now frees that for Jaxon on the backside. And then Jaxon runs a really good out route there. Corner route, sorry, not an out route. It's more of a corner. So good on this corner route. Just destroys guys on this route for some reason. I don't know if they just can't tell where he's going or they're trying to buy so much into the middle of the field in the seam routes, but it's there. It was there a lot last season. He had one more catch in this game to kind of finish it off. Another good catch and run here. Shows off a bit of the yak on this one again. He's going to be operating down here in the slot, bottom of your screen right there. Keep an eye on him there. Another one where he's just going to come inside, kind of settle down here, make the catch, take a nice little angle there, extend the run after the catch, and really turn this into a nice gain. I love the angle he takes here because you can see when he actually catches the ball right here, you've got three kind of defenders around him there, but he sort of uses his man. You can see I think that's the tight end there, Barner. He's going to use Barner to kind of edge out those other two guys and free him up. So nice job of just the yards after the catch there, recognizing that to extend that run. Barner doesn't even have to really lay a block. He just kind of uses Barner's presence there to kind of cut off the other guys. Again, coming back for the ball, little subtle things he does for the position that he doesn't always have to on every catch, but just does by habit, instinct, good habits. So this was his day. And he goes out and he has for you final tally 180 yards receiving on the day. Not too shabby. But if you run the numbers on this, if he had those two Michael Jarrell holding calls, not called, if Jarrell just holds his block up and he's able to make those catches purely, he would end up at 254 yards receiving. And that'd be the second all-time highest receiving game for any Seattle Seahawk in their history. It goes to show you how good this man Largent was, because he had a 261-yard day at one point or another in his career. So Jaxon Smith, even if he had had those other two catches from Jarrell, those big shot plays down the field, he still wouldn't have taken out Largent. Now, if he had had those two plays and he had also made the interception catch that he had dropped, the 15, 16-yarder, then he would have had an all-time day for your Seattle Seahawks from the receiving position. Still, it's going to have to settle in there at the third all-time or something like that, second all-time day, which isn't, or not second, he's 180 yards, so he's far off of it. But those other two catches could have been had there, and it would have made the day even look even better. But those guys in the NFL don't fall into those days. You aren't just going to have like, well, I was just hot that day. I was in the zone. Everything was working right. The defense forgot about me. You got to make those kind of days happen. You got to be a very highly talented, highly skilled player to pull that off. And what you hopefully saw in that there was a variety of routes he was running. You saw him with the tunnel screen and the yak on that, the in-cutting routes, the skinny fade, the corner routes that he was just running to sheer perfection. You even have the seam right up the field showing off a little bit of the wheels. And you've got a variety of what he could run. This is why I call him the route ninja, because he can do it all. He can give you every little route you want to have run, and he can run it at a very high level. And so from here on there, you were going down through the rest of the season, and he was playing really great football. It just seemed like this kind of locked him in. This kind of woke him up. This kind of had him in the spot where it's like, okay, I can play in this sport. I can dominate in this sport. Sometimes the confidence level is the thing that's got to kind of come forward a bit and lock in for you to kind of realize who you can be. And once that confidence is there, now you're flying.